What's going on, you guys? The Keith Carnes. It is Monday, October 29th, but this video pertains to last night. Last night was WWE's annual pay-per-view, Hell in a Cell. So we're going to review this. Warning, there are spoilers. If you don't want to know what's happened, if you're planning on watching the pay-per-view later, before Raw tonight, leave now. I am going to reveal the winner of every match. I'm going to give my opinions on the show. Remember, this is my opinion. If you don't agree, that's fine. This is just my opinion of the show. And let's get started. So, Hell in a Cell was live tonight. Well, sorry, last night, now that it's 1 in the morning. Was live last night in Atlanta, Georgia, the hometown of former superstar Bill Goldberg. Just a little trivia there for you for no apparent reason. From me, the first match was Randy Orton versus Alberto Del Rio. This is the match that kicked off the show to get everybody really in the mood, I guess, so to speak, for the show. And it was an extremely boring match. Just my opinion, of course. I found the match to be very hard to watch in terms of it was just so boring. It was a sleeper match, if you will. And Randy Orton hit the RKO after Del Rio tried to go for a kick off the turnbuckle, which was botched because Del Rio dropped too soon and Orton actually didn't even really hit it. But it is what it is. After that, we saw Daniel Bryan and Kane versus Team Rhodes Scholars. This was probably one of the best matches of the night. This was a pretty solid match. Both teams did very well. Daniel Bryan and Kane were very entertaining as always, and they were going to get up against Team Scholars. Rhodes Scholars, sorry. Of course, Daniel Bryan and Kane ended up not agreeing with each other. Daniel Bryan force tagged in, was going to win off the top turnbuckle, hit a headbutt, and went to go get the 3 count, and then that's when Kane pulled him off because Kane's like, what are you doing? You know, I guess Kane wanted to finish the match with a choke slam, and that's when Daniel Bryan interfered, I guess. And they started arguing, and then Cody Rhodes hit the crossroads on Daniel Bryan. I thought it was over. I thought we were going to have new tag champs, but Kane was able to save the match there. And then Kane pretty much just lost it, just got so pissed off, started beating down both Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow in the corner, and ended up getting himself and Daniel Bryan disqualified. Therefore, they technically lose the match, but they get to retain the tag title. So Team Rhodes Scholars win, but they do not win the tag titles. That was a pretty interesting end, but I wasn't mad about it. Next up was probably one of the worst matches of the night, Kofi Kingston versus The Miz. It was a really brief match. I don't know why they wanted the match to go this way. It was a really quick and very, very, almost seemed like they just wanted to rush it. You know, they booked it for the card, and it's almost like they're like, the people backstage were just like, oh, your guys' match doesn't really matter to anybody in the audience. We're just going to fly through the match. And in the end, it was Kofi Kingston who won by pinfall and retained the Intercontinental Belt. So, boring match. My opinion, and this is sad, but this next match, the 4th match on the card, was the absolute worst match of the night, and it was Justin Gabriel challenging Antonio Cesaro for the United States Championship. This match was horrible. None of the fans were into it. None of the fans were into it. I was really surprised when I never heard anybody chant boring, because if I was there, I probably would have chanted boring by myself if I had to. It was an extremely boring match. It was painful to watch. I almost felt like just skipping through the match because it was that boring. And then in the end, it was Antonio Cesaro who picked up the win after hitting his, whatever it's called, that one thing where he lifts him up and slams him. Next up was Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara versus Primetime Players. Once again, another solid tag team match. Nothing really special there. Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara getting the win as usual, which was very, very expected. But a pretty solid match nonetheless. A nice little filler there before the main events. Next up was Sheamus defending against the Big Show World Heavyweight title match. This was probably, sadly, the best match of the night. And I say sadly because I can't stand Sheamus as a face. I think he sucks. And Big Show, he's slow, so he's not a very entertaining wrestler to watch. And once again, it wasn't a great match, but it was the best match of the night. Well, I think it goes head-to-head. you know, with the Daniel Bryan Kane tag match. And I think they're pretty much tied for the best matches of the night. I think that would be fair to say. You know, it was a pretty back and forth contest. You know, I was really impressed with Sheamus. He was able to get Big Show up and hit the white noise. That was really shocking, and I was really shocked that he was actually able to not only hit it, but he hit it perfectly. He did not botch the move. Sheamus really showed some, you know, just brute strength. And thumbs up to Sheamus for that show of strength. Definitely shows that the guy can lift some serious weight. And in the end, it was a very, I mean, there was, you know, first, Big Show hit his knockout punch, Sheamus kicked out, then Sheamus hit the bro kick, Big Show kicked out, and then Sheamus went to go do a big-time bro kick, which I thought he was going to get, and then out of nowhere, bam! And Big Show ended up hitting the knockout punch and got a 3, so Big Show is the new World Heavyweight Champion. Very great to see. I'm very happy for Big Show. The guy's worked his ass off. He deserves it. After that was, of course, the complimentary, as I call it, Diva match. Kaitlyn versus Layla versus Eve for the Divas Championship. Once again, a very terrible women's match. Definitely a part of WWE that they need to revamp. They need to release a lot of these bad divas, including Kaitlyn. I'm sorry, but Kaitlyn can't wrestle for shit. Kaitlyn, I can't even count how many times she botched in that match. She botched a lot. And, of course, Eve won the match. It was very boring. Next up was the main event, the Hell in a Cell match for the WWE Championship. It was Ryback challenging CM Punk for the title. This was probably, and once again, I'm not saying the match itself was bad, but this was one of the least entertaining Hell in a Cells they've ever had. This Hell in a Cell match was okay at best. It was a pretty quick match. It wasn't very long. Usually Hell in a Cell matches go on for at least 25-30 minutes. In this match, it may have gone on, but I'm pretty sure it didn't get anywhere near 25 minutes. I think maybe it went on for maybe 17 minutes tops. And they fought, and it was pretty back and forth. Ryback pretty much dominated the whole match, though. You know, with his big power moves, a couple times I thought CM Punk was going to lose, and then they had pretty much a screw job ending. Instead of having CM Punk beat Ryback clean, which is what they should have done, they had Ryback get screwed over by a rogue, if you will, ref, who low-blowed Ryback, and then CM Punk rolled him up, and while CM Punk rolled Ryback up, the ref laid on Ryback's legs to help hold Ryback down. Punk wins. Punk is the first man to technically beat Ryback and retain the WWE Championship. I think everybody knew that CM Punk was going to win. It was just a matter of how and what was going to happen. We all knew that Paul Heyman and CM Punk were going to do something dirty, and they very much did. But overall, it was a terrible pay-per-view. The show was horrible. There was only 3 good matches on a 8 card. I mean, I'm sorry, excuse me. Half of the matches were good, the rest were bad. The good matches were the Tag Team Championship, Kane and Daniel Bryan versus the Rhodes Scholars. The other tag match, Primetime Players versus Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara. Big Show and Sheamus. And then CM Punk and Ryback. Those were the best matches on the card. But I would say that, if I had to pick one match as being my favorite, I think I'd have to go with the tag match with Kane and Daniel Bryan. It was a good match. It was funny, entertaining. But overall, this was probably one of the worst pay-per-views WWE has done thus far. I really hope Survivor Series picks it up next month, because this was just bad. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Thank you for reviewing. This is the Keith Carnes. I will see you guys in Is It Real next. And that's about it.